There's a jade bracelet in your jewelry box. Maybe it's on your wrist right now. You bought it because someone said jade brings good luck. Maybe it was a gift from someone who mattered once. Or maybe it just felt right at the time, cool to the touch. Soft in color, almost alive. But here's the question, has it ever done what you hoped it would? It's a quiet thing, really. We wear jade because we believe in energy, in protection, in the invisible threads that might tie us to something better. We wear it for peace, for money, for love, for safety. And yet so many of us wear jade and still feel stuck. Money slips away just as it arrives. Opportunities fade. The house feels heavier. Our mood, slower. Most people don't realize this. Jade is not a magic charm that works for everyone. It's not just about wearing it, it's about whether it accepts you. And that part, no one tells you how to feel for. Because when jade isn't meant for you, when it holds someone else's past, when it hasn't been cleansed, when it's worn with the wrong intention, it doesn't just sit quietly. It absorbs, it reflects, it resists, and over time, that resistance builds like dust on a window, until no light gets through. Some women say their jade feels cold no matter how long they wear it. Some say they sleep worse when it's near. Others say nothing, because they've stopped expecting anything to change. But if you've ever wondered why wealth never seems to stay, if you've done all the right things and still feel like something isn't flowing, then maybe it's not about doing more. Maybe it's about listening deeper. Starting with the smallest thing you thought was helping but might quietly be holding you back. Let's talk about jade not as a trend, not as a tradition, but as energy. Your energy. And whether it's really on your side. Part 1. The jade that never warms a door that stays closed. You wear it because it's beautiful. Maybe because it reminds you of someone. Or maybe you simply needed something, anything that felt like protection. A little comfort against all the things in life that feel uncertain. So, you slip the jade bracelet onto your wrist. Cold at first, but everyone says it warms up. Everyone says it'll start working once it connects with you. You wait, days pass, then weeks, then months, but it never warms. And slowly, without even realizing it, you stop expecting it to. You still wear it because it's part of your routine now. It's there when you grab your keys, when you drink your morning coffee, when you fold laundry. But the truth is, you don't feel anything. No shift, no protection, no peace. It's just there like a silent witness to everything you're going through. That's the part no one talks about. The jade that never warms. They say jade is a living stone, that it has energy, that when it loves you back, you'll know. But what happens when it doesn't? When it stays distant, quiet, cool to the touch, no matter how much you want it to connect? Here's the thing, energy doesn't lie. If you're wearing something meant to support you, you'll feel supported. If you're wearing something that doesn't belong to your energy, that's still holding on to someone else's story, or hasn't been truly accepted by you, it will resist. Not in loud ways, not in obvious ways, but in small, quiet moments that build up until something in your life feels stuck, off, or worse, heavy. Maybe you've been feeling like that lately, like life's moving around you but not quite with you. Like something's been stuck in pause. You're doing the same things you always do, caring for others, showing up, trying your best, but nothing seems to land. You're not falling apart, but you're not flowing either. Jade, when aligned with your energy, feels like a soft exhale. It helps, it lifts. Not because it's magic, but because it tunes into your field and strengthens what's already there. But when it doesn't fit, it does the opposite. It confuses the flow, it dims your intuition. It keeps your energy spinning in circles instead of moving forward. And the most dangerous part, you get used to it. You get used to wearing something that doesn't love you back. You get used to that quiet weight on your wrist. Just like you got used to being the one who holds everything together, even when no one asks how you're doing. Just like you got used to waking up tired, or pretending things are fine, even when they're not. We adapt. We're women. We carry, we cope. But jade isn't meant to be coped with, it's meant to carry you. I've seen women wear jade for years, sometimes decades, without ever asking if it actually feels good. Because it was a gift. Because it was expensive. Because someone said it was lucky. But a bracelet that never warms is not lucky. It's not protective. It's a door that never opens. A room full of sunlight that somehow stays dark. And no matter how many affirmations you say, how many candles you light, or how hard you try to stay positive, if the energy around you is blocked, your efforts will keep circling back on themselves. So how do you know if your jade is that kind of jade? You already do. You've felt it. Not in your mind, but in your body. Maybe it's the way your wrist feels heavier some days. Maybe it's the way your thoughts slow down when you wear it, but not in a peaceful way. More like a fog. Maybe it's the dreams you don't remember, but wake up tired from. Or maybe it's the quiet whisper inside you that's been saying, something isn't right, and you've been too polite to listen. It's time to listen. Because the things we wear carry stories. And if that story isn't yours, if it's laced with old pain, past grief, or simply energy that doesn't belong to you, it's okay to let it go. You're not rejecting the person who gave it to you. You're not wasting money. You're simply choosing to stop wearing something that's keeping the door closed. And here's the part that matters. When you take off jade that doesn't serve you, you make space for something that does. Something lighter, warmer. Something that speaks your name, not someone else's. Energy can't flow where it's not invited, and healing can't begin when the wrong object is blocking the right light. So tonight, when you take off your bracelet, just pause, hold it in your hand, and ask quietly, truthfully, is this mine? You might feel the answer before you hear it. Trust that. Because a jade that never warms was never meant to stay. And the moment you accept that truth, you start to open the door that's been closed all along. Part 2. The common mistake: choosing jade like a dress. You wouldn't choose a prescription based on its color. You wouldn't pick a life partner just because their shirt matched your favorite shoes. And yet, when it comes to jade, most people do exactly that. They choose it like a dress. They ask, what color looks good on me? Or what does my zodiac say I should wear? They listen to a friend, or a seller, or someone who once mentioned something on Facebook. They pick a piece because it sparkles under store lights, or feels cool against the skin. But jade isn't decoration. It isn't fashion. It's frequency, and when you treat it like a trend, you reduce something sacred to something silent. That's the mistake. That's why it doesn't work. I've seen it time and time again: beautiful women, strong women, tired women walking into crystal shops or clicking through online catalogs, looking for something to hold them together. They don't say it that way, of course. They say, I want a lucky bracelet. Or I'm just drawn to this one. But underneath that want is something deeper, a longing to feel safe, to feel seen, to feel like something, anything, is finally supporting them. So they choose jade, but the wrong way. They choose based on surface, on symbolism, on other people's rules. They memorize charts. I'm an earth sign, I should wear green. Or, I'm a tiger in the Chinese zodiac, so I need white jade. But none of that matters if the stone doesn't respond to you. Because energy doesn't read charts. It reads you. It listens to your breath, your emotional history, your wounds, your will to heal. And sometimes, what you think looks right feels all wrong when worn. Have you ever worn something that made you feel invisible? Not because it didn't fit, but because it didn't match your energy. Like a dress that everyone complimented, but you kept tugging at all day. That's what it feels like to wear jade that doesn't belong to you. Something subtle feels off. Like a conversation where everyone's polite, but no one's really listening. That's what happens when you choose jade from the outside in. You're not doing anything wrong, you're doing what we've all been taught. That if we follow the rules, the benefits will come. That if we check the boxes, life will finally open up. But energy doesn't come from rules. It comes from resonance. And you can't fake resonance. That's why the bracelet you bought last year is still sitting in the drawer. That's why you put on that necklace for a week and forgot about it. That's why the jade you've been wearing daily still feels silent. It's not your fault. But it is your turning point. Because now you know what to ask, not does this match my element, but does this feel like mine? Here's a truth most people don't hear until it's too late. Jade chooses you back. And if it doesn't, it's not broken. It's just not yours. I once knew a woman, quiet, elegant, always composed, who wore a pale green jade pendant every day. People said it suited her perfectly. But she kept getting sick. Small things, tension, headaches, low energy, restless sleep. She tried everything. Diet, supplements, meditation. Nothing helped. One day, on impulse, she stopped wearing the jade. And within 3 days, the fog lifted. Her body felt lighter. Her sleep, deeper. That necklace hadn't been hers. It had been a gift from her ex-husband's mother. A beautiful gesture, but not a true match. And that's the thing, beauty doesn't equal alignment. Sentiment doesn't guarantee support. So how do you choose jade the right way? You begin by quieting the mind. You stop asking what's trendy, and start asking, what feels warm in my hand? You let your body choose, not your brain. You hold different stones without looking at their labels. You see which one you forget you're holding, because it feels like it's part of you already. You notice what calms your breath, what makes your shoulders drop, what feels like a gentle yes, because jade, when it belongs to you, doesn't demand attention. It simply stays. It soothes. It softens your field. It feels like a long exhale after holding your breath for too long. And when you find that stone, the one that feels right before you even try to understand why, that's the one that works. Not because someone told you so, but because your body said so. That's the difference between choosing jade like a dress and choosing it like a doorway. One opens briefly, then closes again. The other, when chosen with care, opens something inside you that stays open, that listens, that heals, that flows. So tonight, maybe you take another look at the jade you already have. Ask, not is this the right color for my sign, but do I still feel like me when I wear this? You don't need to force anything. You don't need to throw anything away. Just listen. And trust the feeling that rises. Because your energy already knows what fits. And when jade fits, it doesn't just match your outfit. It matches your journey. Part 3. True story: the jade that belonged to someone else. Elise wore the jade every single day for 7 years. A pale green bangle, delicate, smooth, and quiet, just like her. It had been a gift from her late husband's mother, passed down after his funeral. He would have wanted you to have it, she said. So Elise accepted it, and she wore it. Out of love, out of memory, out of a sense that maybe it would help her hold on to something she wasn't ready to let go of. At first, it felt like comfort, a small thread between then and now. But over time, something shifted. Elise began waking up tired, her sleep light and broken. She would forget what she was doing mid-sentence. Some days, her hands felt heavy, her mood dimmed, slowly but steadily. She didn't connect it to the jade. Why would she? It was beautiful. It meant something. It wasn't supposed to feel wrong. Then one afternoon, her daughter visited. They were sitting on the porch, drinking tea. And out of nowhere, her daughter said, "Mom, that bracelet makes you look older. You seem smaller when you wear it." Elise laughed at first, then she paused, because the words landed somewhere deeper than she expected. She took the bracelet off, just to see. The next morning, she woke up before her alarm. She remembered her dreams. Her hands felt light again. She didn't want to believe it, so she put it back on. That night, the same fog returned, the heaviness, the unrest. That's when she knew. The jade hadn't been hers. Not truly. It had carried love, but also grief. A kind of energy that wasn't ready to be worn. At least, not by her. So she offered it to her daughter gently, with no expectations. And the strangest thing happened. The jade felt warm in her daughter's hands, as if it had been waiting, as if it had found its match. And Elise, she felt free. Not from the memory, but from the weight. This is what most people don't realize. Even the most beautiful gifts can carry energy that doesn't belong to us. Wearing jade that isn't aligned with your path isn't a betrayal. But continuing to wear it once you know it's not for you, that's where the heaviness comes in. Sometimes letting go isn't about loss. It's about permission. About saying, this was part of me but it doesn't need to be anymore. And in that release, we finally make room for something new. Because when jade is truly yours, it doesn't hold you down. It lifts you. Part 4. The truth about jade. Not all bracelets bring blessings. Not all jade brings blessings. That's the truth. Nobody tells you when you're standing under soft store lights, holding a beautiful bracelet to your wrist. No one mentions that some jade, though lovely, though expensive, though gifted with love, can hold energy that pulls you down instead of lifting you up. We assume beauty means alignment. We assume tradition means safety. We assume jade works because it's jade. But energy doesn't care about assumptions. It moves where it's welcomed and stops cold where it's not. And most people never ask, is this jade actually helping me? Because jade isn't like a vitamin. You don't feel an instant boost. It's subtle, it's slow. It works with your field, your emotions, your breath. But when it's wrong for you, the effects are just as real, just quieter. Your sleep gets thinner. Your thoughts get slower. You get more irritable without knowing why. Life doesn't fall apart, it just starts to stall. And eventually, you forget what it felt like to feel clear. This is why intention matters. Why how you wear jade matters just as much as what you wear. For one, jade holds memory. It absorbs emotion. It reflects the energy of the wearer, not just today, but from all the days before. A bracelet passed down from someone who struggled silently may carry that silence in its core. A piece bought during heartbreak might still hold the echo of that ache. If jade hasn't been cleansed energetically, not just physically, it can keep repeating the past in your present. But even clean jade needs care. Wearing it during emotional storms, grief, anger, confusion can overwhelm it. The stone becomes heavy. It stops listening. And instead of amplifying your strength, it mirrors your chaos. That's when you start feeling like something's off, even though you can't name what. Here's another truth: jade responds differently depending on where you wear it. The left wrist is your receiving side. It draws energy inward. If you're calling in peace, protection, or new opportunities, that's where you wear it. The right wrist is your projecting side. It guards what you've built. If you're protecting wealth, health, or relationships, that's where jade belongs. But most people don't know this. They switch wrists, or wear it on both, or simply follow habit, and then wonder why things feel confusing. But it's not about rules. It's about awareness. Because the most important relationship isn't between jade and tradition, it's between jade and you. And you can feel it when it's right. When jade fits, your body relaxes, your breath deepens. You forget you're wearing it, not because it's dull, but because it blends into you like a rhythm you've known all your life. You find yourself sleeping better, moving more easily, noticing more light in your day. It's not magic, it's alignment. And alignment always feels quiet at first, until it starts to change everything. But when it doesn't fit, when the jade resists you, it stays cold. Your wrist may itch. Your energy may feel cloudy. You might take it off more often without realizing why. That's your body whispering, this isn't it. And that whisper deserves to be heard. Because here's the turning point: it's okay to take it off. You're not giving up. You're not rejecting the culture, or the meaning, or the person who gave it to you. You're simply recognizing that this particular stone, in this particular moment, isn't blessing you. And that's enough. So many women keep wearing jade because they don't want to seem ungrateful. Because they paid a lot. Because they were told it would help. But the truth is, no amount of belief can force something to work if the energy isn't right. And no amount of guilt is worth keeping something on your body that makes you feel small. You deserve more than a bracelet that just looks good. You deserve something that feels good, that supports you, that speaks your name and listens when you speak back. So tonight, check in, not with your eyes, with your breath. Hold your jade. Don't ask it anything. Just feel. And if it stays cold, or if your shoulders tense, or if your heart sinks even a little, that's not your stone. Not now. Maybe not ever. And if it warms, if your breath slows, if something inside you softens just enough to feel safe, then maybe it's not just jade. Maybe it's a blessing, after all. Part 5. The warming ritual reawakening jade that's gone cold. Sometimes the jade isn't broken. Sometimes it's just asleep. You might be wearing something that once belonged to someone else. Or maybe you bought it during a chapter of your life that no longer fits. Maybe it was chosen in fear, or grief, or confusion, and now it carries that vibration like a quiet echo. And even though you want it to help, it stays cold, unresponsive, disconnected. But not all is lost. Because jade, like any living stone, can be reawakened, not by force, not by belief, but by offering it a new beginning. This is the warming ritual. And it starts with the simplest thing of all, your intention. There's a reason energy shifts when we pause long enough to care for what we carry. When we take a few quiet minutes, not just to clean or charge an object, but to invite it back into our lives with purpose. That's what this ritual is, an invitation. A soft knocking on the door of energy, saying, if you're still with me, I'm ready to begin again. Start with warm water, not hot. Just warm enough to soften your hands and settle your breath. Add a pinch of natural sea salt, a few flakes are enough. Salt has a way of drawing out what doesn't belong, of clearing the invisible residue of days, years, even lifetimes. Place your jade gently into the water. Let it rest there. No stirring, no rush. Imagine it releasing what it no longer needs, quietly, slowly, like exhaling after holding your breath too long. After a few minutes, take it out and rinse it under running water, cool this time. Not to shock it, but to close the energy gently, like sealing a letter. Then pat it dry with soft fabric, something you'd wear close to your skin. Something that already knows you. Now, the light. Find a spot in the early morning sun. Not midday, not blazing, just that gentle golden hour between night and day. Place your jade where it can feel the warmth, on a windowsill, on a stone, on your palm if that's all you have. Let it sit for 9 minutes. 9 is a number of cycles, of rebirth, of returning to the self. This isn't superstition, it's rhythm, and rhythm is what jade responds to most. While it warms, don't wait. Just be near. Make tea, water a plant. Hum a tune. Let your body stay open. You're not doing the ritual, you're being in it. After the light comes the connection. Take the jade and place it beside something deeply personal. Not valuable, not symbolic, but something that holds your daily energy. A favorite scarf, an old journal, a mug you use every morning. Something that smells like you, remembers you, belongs in your ordinary magic. Leave it there for one day. Let the jade get to know you. Not the idea of you. Let it sit with your real life, not the life you post about. Not the one you wish you had, but the life you actually wake up to. On the second day, wear it again. But only for a few hours. Enough to sense. Enough to notice. Don't expect fireworks. Look for softness. A shift in breath. A sense of being held, not gripped. A warmth that doesn't come from the sun, but from somewhere quieter. And if that warmth arrives, keep wearing it. Not every day, not like armor, but like a companion, a quiet one. One that walks beside you, not ahead. And if there's no warmth, no shift, then don't be afraid to rest it, to thank it, to wrap it in cloth and set it aside, not in anger, not in disappointment, but in trust. Trust that not every object is meant to stay with us forever. Some things come to witness a moment, then move on. And maybe, one day, the jade will be ready again. Or maybe it's meant for someone else's journey now. Either way, you've honored it. And more importantly, you've honored yourself. This ritual isn't about fixing, it's about listening. About remembering that energy is not a tool, it's a relationship. One that needs space, and time, and honesty. The same way you do. So the next time you look at your jade and feel unsure, remember, sometimes we don't need new things. We just need to meet the old things with new eyes. And sometimes when we do, they finally meet us back. Maybe what jade really teaches us isn't how to attract wealth or protection. Maybe it's how to listen. Not just to energy, but to ourselves. To notice when something no longer feels like home. To pause when a beautiful object feels strangely distant. To let go even gently of what no longer warms us. Throughout this journey, we've uncovered what few people say out loud. That not all jade heals, not all bracelets bless, and not all traditions fit all hearts. But in that quiet honesty there's a kind of freedom. Because healing isn't about doing more. It's not about chasing meaning in every stone or wearing the right thing. It's about choosing with clarity, with softness what feels true now. And giving ourselves permission to change, even if that means setting something sacred down. If you've been carrying jade that feels cold, if you've been holding energy that's not yours, if you've been quietly wondering, why hasn't anything shifted? I want you to know this: your intuition was never wrong. You were never wrong. You just needed a moment to remember how to feel again. And maybe this was that moment. Thank you truly for staying here with me. For letting your heart stay open as we walked through not just facts, but feelings. I hope you walk away from this not just with answers, but with softness, with a breath that feels easier, a thought that feels clearer, a bracelet that finally feels like it belongs. May everything you wear next be light. May every stone you choose next speak gently. And may every blessing that finds you stay. Until next time, take care of your energy, and it will take care of you.